Welcome back to this week's episode on the Bud and Mary's YouTube channel. I'm here with my brother, Captain Rick, and we're going to talk about the different types of fishing options. Offshore versus backcountry and all that good stuff, so here you go.
I'm going to talk about the backcountry fishing first. So when we say backcountry, we generally are meaning on the bay side or the Gulf side of the Keys, mostly shallow water, 10 feet of water or less. But we use that term backcountry, but it's interchangeable with Gulf fishing or inshore fishing or shallow water fishing. It all kind of means the same thing. We have a lot of different options back there. We go all the way to the Everglades where you can catch things like snook, redfish, tarpon, trout, and lots of other stuff. We fish in the bay, where you're not running 20 or 30 miles back there. Maybe you're just going 5 or 10 miles, catching snappers around the islands, and sometimes you get a few snook and redfish and little tarpon. But a lot of times some of that fishing for those fish is better further back. As I mentioned, we also do Gulf fishing, which is kind of going more open water, but you're kind of going more off of like marathon where you're in that, 8 to 10 foot of water. We do a lot of fishing for Spanish mackerel out there, snappers, sharks. We get some triple tail further out. There's wrecks with permit and cobia, further out there too. So you have lots of options there. That's generally more of like calmer weather scenario, getting out there. We fish the patch reefs, which are kind of small little sets of coral heads and sea fans and things like that are in anywhere from 10 to 30 foot of water. Obviously it takes the right kind of weather to get out there, but if you have a north wind, the wind's blowing from the bay out to the ocean, so it's actually not so rough on the near ocean side. So we go out to those patch reefs a lot this time of year. Good option on a half day, so lots of different options. If you got 1 or 2 people, we have a lot of guys here that do sight fishing, which, if you're talking about things like bonefish on the flats or permit on the flats, that's a lot of times a sight fishing scenario. But we can take care of that for you as well. Though if you're interested in that, it's good to specify that when you book your trip, because certain guys like to do certain things and certain guys have the right kind of boats for certain things. They also offer a lot of fly fishing, which is, more technical fishing, so that's the options there. I myself and a few of the other captains here have what they call bay boats, which are larger, 20 to 24 foot boats. They're kind of like a big skiff, so they're bigger, but you can take 3 or 4 people on them, and you can do a lot of fishing on windier days, which is nice. They're great for going in the backcountry and fishing around the islands and stuff back there. Obviously, tarpon's a big thing here too. We do a lot of that fishing around the bridges springtime, and we go in the backcountry for them as well. Kind of do that in just about any of the boats that we have that fish here, but again, on the windier days, sometimes being in a bigger boat is going to be a better option. I think that pretty much gives a full rundown of what we offer. The different times of the year are going to be better for different fish, but to be honest, we have good fishing here year round. It really just depends on what the weather's doing, and the only time the fishing really changes a lot, I would say, is in the wintertime when we get cold fronts. It's just like a lot of things in life, it's all about the timing. But the rest of the time, once we get into spring, March, April, you really can expect to catch just about anything that swims here, all the way into the fall, and to just have different times that are better for certain things. Again, lots of options. You can't really predict the weather when you're booking something, 6-8 months out, but you can kind of just go off that, general fishing calendar. Like I said, if you're coming here in November, December, January, even early February, you might still experience some cold weather, so that's always a possibility. But the rest of the time, you kind of know like it's going to be warm, and just about everything that swims here can be good fishing for it all year long.
So my brother, Captain Rick, just told you about the inshore and backcountry fishing. Those are private charters, great for 2 or 3 people, or if you got 3 or 4 people and you want a bigger boat, check out one of the bay boats. Now to the offshore fishing, or the deep sea fishing as we call it, I'm going to tell you all about that. There's 17 boats here that we consider offshore boats. We have them from 27-foot center consoles all the way up to 54-foot sport fishes. All the boats here can take a max of 6 people, except one, and that's right. He's Coast Guard inspected, and I believe he can take 23 passengers. So if you have a large group and you want to go deep sea fishing, check That's Right out. Also, the Miss Alamrada is our party boat here, which is really a head boat. It's a group fishing charter. They take up to 30 people. The price is $110 per person, and they catch fish like yellowtail snapper, mangrove snapper, all sorts of other reef fish. They keep a lot of fish for dinner, but they also let fish go if you just want to catch it and have some fun. The time of year affects what the boats fish for. This time of year in the winter, most of the boats stay on the edge of the reef. They're fishing for sailfish, kingfish, wahoo, grouper. They do close January 1st. But yellowtail snapper, mangrove snapper, mutton snapper, sharks, amberjack, blackfin tuna. And then if you come in the springtime and summertime, the boats start heading further off. You know, they'll go anywhere from 15 to 30 miles in search of mahi, blackfin tuna. We do some sword fishing here too, which that can be caught any year. Kind of a specialty which 4 or 5 boats focus on. But if you want to go sword fishing, definitely keep that in mind. Islamorada is one of the best spots in the world for it. There are a few tournaments in town here, both offshore and inshore. We just had the Islamorada Sailfish Tournament recently in town. KLX did the best out of this marina. They had 7 releases. They didn't place in the top 3, but there's still 2 more tournaments in the Gold Cup Series, so hopefully one of our guys will do well in that. Then there's some other fun tournaments for sailfish coming up too, like the Holly, which will be very popular, and the Islamorada Junior Sailfish Tournament just passed. And then there's a few more like Over the Hill, which they call the Old Farts Tournament, which is a fun one too. So check those out if you ever want to do a tournament. Different ones in town here, you can book one of the boats to go get in the action. Usually when you go offshore fishing, the first stop is for live bait. You'll anchor down for cigar minnows, ballyhoo, sometimes pilchers. You gotta catch live bait so you can go fish with them. There's always something to catch deep sea fishing in Islamorada. The time of year will kind of dictate what you target, but check out the website, look at all the different boats, give the marina office a call and they can set you up. That's a cheap knife, huh? We're here with Captain Danny and Captain Mike. They teamed up today and Danny put Mike on the groupers. How many? 4? 4 big black groupers.
4 drifts.
Well, I'd say 3 big ones and 1 keeper. But 4 drifts, 4 groupers. And now grouper closed January 1st. So the shallow water grouper complex, like black groupers, red groupers, gag groupers, they're gonna close for harvest January 1st throughout April. They'll reopen May 1st, but nice to see this. They're getting all the cheek meat right now and they got the throats. Some other boats just came in too. I see Cloud 9 down there cleaning some fish. And I think KLX just pulled in the first mate Colby, so we'll go get a quick interview with them and see what they caught. And Mike, want to remind you guys that snowy groupers are closed offshore, so they're not open to harvest, but as soon as this wind blows through, the swordfish should be biting, and you guys are gonna get out there. So let's go see what KLX caught right now. Fearless is coming in too, Captain Joey on the 27-foot conch here. So we're here with the Cloud 9 crew. Greg was at the local sanctuary meeting. He's been doing that, I guess, with Noah now, correct?
Yep.
Just on the team there, so that's good to see, to keep people involved with the fisheries and what's going on. But Jake ran the boat today, and then Greg came down here to help out, and they got a good catch. They got black groupers, they got yellowtails, they got kingfish. What's the fishing been like in general?
Fishing's good. We've had this is like a duplicate of yesterday, so plus 1 grouper. So really good sized kings, 20-pound class kings on the kite, the live bait, even cigar minnows and blue runners. The black groupers have really shown up. It should be a good couple weeks with them before it closes the 1st of January. And a lot of really nice sized snappers. I mean, these are nice 2-pound fish. We had some up to 4 pounds yesterday, so steady action, good fishing. And yeah, it's time to get here and do some bottom fishing.
Come on down here. Christmas week gets busy, so if you're gonna come down here the next few weeks, make your plans, reach out to the captains of the marine office. Greg's boats to Cloud 9, a 48-foot marine management, very comfortable, and Jake does a lot of backcountry fishing. You go back there with him. You been out lately, Jake, or not?
Oh, a little bit. There's some snook and reds and trout, snappers.
Jake welcomed another baby boy into his family a few weeks back, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
How old now?
I think that's
2 months?
I think it's 5 weeks.
5 weeks, okay.
5 weeks, yep.
So he hasn't been sleeping much, but
Yeah.
he's got a baby food. So come on down here and go fishing with him too, you guys.
He's still fishing.
Oh, he's still fishing some. Someone's got to buy the baby food. So.
Right.
We're here with the only Hall of Famer here at Bud Murray's, Alex Adler, Captain Alex on the KLX. The Michigan kid is becoming quite popular on YouTube. So he's doing well. You know Alex a long time?
Let's say, yeah.
40 years. I'm like 38, so before I was born.
Yeah,
You caught a sailfish today?
we did.
Where do you live now?
Austin, Texas.
How was Colby? He's known as the Bud Murray's most entertaining mate of all time.
He's really good. He knows his stuff, I'll tell you that.
You hear that, Colby? Getting compliments. And they said he's been training Hunter back there, which he nicknamed Big Bird for some reason. But everyone seems to really like him, so hopefully you got a good report for him too.
Yeah, he's good.
Awesome. Good job, Hunter.
For a guy that's been on the boat for a month, he's doing great.
Did he throw the cast net or Colby does that?
He threw the cast net once, Colby threw first.
Okay, good. Colby likes throwing the net, makes him feel young and spry. Kingfish Yellowtail Express again, as usual?
As usual.
With a sailfish?
With a sailfish.
What'd the sailfish eat, Colby?
He ate a cigar minnow on the kite
Nice. With wire or no wire?
with wire.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, KLX always comes in with a boatload of fish. Come on down here and go fishing. Alamarotta's the place to be. Yellowtail's biting on the reef though?
Yellowtails are still good, yeah. That was good.
Are these your bonitas or no?
Yeah, we got some bonitas. I think Mike's gonna cut them up pretty good.
Some sharks?
Some sharks, yeah.
Little sharp nose or what type?
What are those? Atlantic
sharp nose?
Yes. 2 of those.
Gotcha.
A couple bonitas. A couple king cutoffs.
Gotcha. Dinner covered. Have you fished with Joey before?
No.
First time?
Yeah.
it's great.
You have fun?
Yeah.
So you recommend them?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from upstate New York, but I live in just north of Tampa now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it was great. That was a ride and a half. That was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, plus he can handle the waves.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a little windy today, so you probably got put to the test today.
Yeah, that was
So,
absolutely great. Loved it.
awesome. Well, good to hear. Captain Joey on the Fearless, 27-foot conch.
All right, guys. So yeah, we obviously have a lot of weather this week, but last week, Captain Bill Bassett, he's been busy in the backcountry. He's had some nice snook back there. Snook always a good target in the wintertime. And we start catching them on shrimp a lot, and they bite well when it's warm, and they can bite really good when it gets cold too, when you fish around those cold fronts. Some nice fish there. He's also had a few days when the weather's been a little bit warmer, getting a few bonefish on some of the nearby Islamorada flats. Captain Bill likes to spend a lot of time in the backcountry. It's beautiful back there in the winter. You get to see lots of wild bird life. We've seen some flamingos here recently, which has been really cool. We don't get to see those that often, even though the main area back there is called Flamingo. Captain Bill also occasionally does canoe trips. If you're a single angler, you can ask about that. He's got a couple clients that he likes to fish in the wintertime for several weeks on and off throughout the week. A lot of little tarpon they get into, which is really cool, and they catch those on spinning gear and sometimes on fly as well. My dad was also out with his friend Ricky Walker from England. Ricky shot lots of fishing TV shows with us a long time ago, and he's been over in recent years. We've done some YouTube videos with him as well. They caught some nice bonefish on the flats while Ricky was here. I myself had one of my good customers, Jim Rippey, out a few days ago. It was right when a cold front had come through, and so the water temperatures dropped from like 72 all the way down to 62 in parts of the bay, and then it was like 63 to 65 in most of the areas we were fishing. All of a sudden we got into a crazy snook rally. We caught, I think, over 20 snook. Jim got a couple of nice size ones, you know, a little bit over 30 inches. Then we finished the day with a couple of good sized redfish, 8 to 10 pounds, which was really cool to see those. Good fishing for a wintertime day, and that wintertime fishing when it's cold, like I've said, sometimes it's slow in the morning, but you wait it out a couple hours and things can get really good when things warm up just a little bit. All right, guys, thanks for watching our fishing report. We've got a lot of rain and weather this week, so I don't think we'll be getting too much. Hopefully next week, though, things start to look better on Monday. But I think the blowing and the rain will probably be good for the fishing in the long run, just kind of mix things up a little bit. Next week, we're getting some more cold weather, so it'll be typical winter time, cool off, and hopefully be nice for Christmas week here. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button, and we'll catch you next week.